Hi everyone, it's Jaya here from Epicentre Healing. Welcome back to our channel. I am so happy to have you here today. We have so many videos, so anything that you're struggling with, please take a look at the video selection on our YouTube channel, and anything that you feel a pull or a tug towards is for you. And it has some divine messages in there, as well as science, alternative healing, lots of different things that will help to shift you into the next chapter of your life. Here at Epicentre Healing, if you want to book a session with us, you can do at www.epicentrehealing.com. You can book a session with myself or Makesh. We also have courses that have now released on there, which I'm very grateful for, and we've kept the prices low for you. So please do check those out. Everything contributes, and particularly if you're in the energy healing sector or the alternative healing sector, or even if you're a doctor or any other medical professional, these courses will work in synergy with your knowledge that you already have. It will only help. So do check those out. Today's video has been literally inspired by all of the people that I have met with anxiety, including with me at several parts in my life. I have suffered with anxiety. I also know some high performers who suffer with anxiety, and very successful people, famous people I also know that suffer with anxiety. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm removing the label of what anxiety is, and I am reprogramming it with you that anxiety is actually a message. It's a message inside your body that something needs to change. So with regards to the spiritual angle of anxiety, obviously there's so much research already about anxiety medically, how it's spoken about, and even there's medications that doctors give for anxiety, and I won't be addressing those. I'll be addressing the alternative healing route, and hopefully something will touch base with your spirit, your soul, and you'll say, actually, that's why I've been experiencing anxiety. Because if you backtrack in your life, and if I backtrack in my life, there will be parts of it that were very, very happy. So if we backtrack in our life, there are parts of our life that were indeed happy. Even if you've had a very traumatic life, there will still be an aspect that you can grab and say, I was happy there, and I was happy there. So any of my friends who are watching this video or who follow me on my channel, although you speak to me personally on my phone, but still, you'll know that when we've sat together, I will often talk about Marbella. So my dad lived in Marbella when I was a teenager. And although I've had different chapters of my life which were really hard, I know that I can pull that part back out and I can say that was a time that was beautiful. And why this is relevant is because when we're dealing with a highly anxious time in our life, we still have the rest of our life to live, no matter what age we are. And by pulling on these beautiful parts, we're reminding ourselves that there are other spaces in our life where we have beautiful moments. It's not all anxious. And by reminding ourselves of that, we actually start to reduce the anxiety. So doing simple things like pulling into different parts of your life and pulling out the bits that were beautiful and refocusing on them again and again and again helps to retrain our brain again and again and again. This also works for good routines. So doctors do push a lot on exercise and anxiety, and I'm in agreement with that. We are a physical body and we need exercise. However, I think, if you're older, like I'm now in my 30s, and when I was in my 20s, gosh, the way I used to train and exercise, and when I was a teenager, the way I used to dance, my body really felt like a good benefit from it. But moving into my 30s, there's other things, like more rest helps to deal with anxiety. And things like that, being around people who you feel really comfortable with, and also sticking to routines that make you feel good about yourself. So if you know that, say, when you go and have like, and I'll just use an example, girly example, a body exfoliation, say, or a treatment in the spa and you feel good, then do those things that make you feel good, because it helps you to refocus back onto the beautiful moments again and again and again, and to help you jump out of the loop of anxiety. So anxiety is your body's radar, essentially, of telling you that you're not happy. I've been having a discussion with somebody very dear to me this week about being happy and about how important it is to be happy, and that happiness actually is more important than our careers. Although this person said to me that, but being successful is important, a lot of the children that I was teenager as well, went to school with, we're all from high achieving, driven families and high achieving environments. So we were driven to succeed. But what I've noticed, particularly as I've been going through my own stages of life and having elders still around me and having the culture around me, as well as having the Western world around me because I'm in England, that actually happiness is far more important than anything else. The people that make us happy and the things that we do, the actions, the job that we're doing, whatever we're doing, it should make us feel some sense of lightness or contentment. And if you're lucky enough, happiness. I know when I used to dance, though I never took it to, though it was a hobby and I took it to a level of doing music videos and things like that, I really loved it. I never made like an actual career out of it, but at that time I really loved it. And at that time, if I would feel anxious about the things in my life that I couldn't change, because that's what anxiety also is, it's linked to the things that you can't control or change. So you have to start working around it. You almost have to befriend your anxiety. I've had to befriend mine many times. You have to befriend it again and again and again, because all you're really doing is you're coming back to your true self. So spiritually, anxiety is you've stepped away from yourself. You've allowed other people to take your power away. This includes me. This includes anyone watching this video. And this includes anyone you know. We live in a power-driven society. So where, we're run under a system. So once we understand the anxiety, we're able to deal with it better. And we're able to regain our control wherever we want to regain, wherever we can regain our control. So spiritually, anxiety is to do with not feeling in our soul power, not feeling in our center. Spiritually, anxiety is asking us to step up. As humanity, we're meant to evolve generation on generation. So often, anxious families breed anxious children. And the ways that we can break these anxious patterns is by the methods that I've said at the beginning, where you refocus on the beautiful aspects of your life, or you introduce new aspects. So if you've got that friend that you like to sit with her more, sit with him more. You're introducing the things that make you feel good again and again and again. And the things that don't make you feel good, don't do them. And I mean that sincerely. Like, obviously, if it's going to work and things, that's going to take time to change that. If you have to go to work, and you're not enjoying it, you still need to look at changing it. You can't just stay there. So, you have to think of it in the long run that you're actually going to try and make your life better when the anxiety comes up. So I actually do have a family member who suffers quite a lot, and I speak to her every couple of days. And what I've noticed in obviously speaking to her for many, many years is that actually things have to change for things to change. So even with anxiety, it's turned up because things needed to change. And at the time, you were not able to change it. So whatever that was, whether that be a family member upsetting you, feeling controlled, not feeling in sync with being at school. So I know actually a lot of clients of mine have developed anxiety by being at school because of being told they have to conform, and they're actually very free-spirited. So I understand that that sort of makes that person, even once they've left school, they've become an anxiety sufferer. But as you can see, there was no anxiety before. It's turned up, and now we have to get rid of it because you don't deserve to live with it. And the human body, the human brain, again, what I was saying to my dear person this week, there's something called neuroplasticity within our body, which you can Google, and we are able to override our systems again and again. But we also need to remove those things that are making us anxious. So if it's a person or a partner or a family member, the more exposure that you have to them, or even if it's a workplace, the more exposure you have, you're going to get repeat anxiety. It's going to come back, it's going to come back. So the short-term measure would be to distance yourself, but the long-term measure is to get rid of it. Or at least if it's up here, bring it down to here. Humans will always suffer with some low-level anxiety because it's a survival mechanism. Nobody is going to be completely free of anxiety unless if their life is super, super perfect. And even if it is, they'll still have a fear of some sort. So we're looking from coming from here down to here. So over time, if you believe that you have been made for a greater purpose, and you tap into that greater purpose, so I talk a lot about God on Epicentre Healing's channel, or the universal force, or the divine power, anything that you believe in, then you will know that you were built and created for a purpose of enjoyment, to enjoy your life, to be happy. And you will gravitate more, particularly after watching this video, because I'm doing some energy work in this video today, that you will gravitate more towards what will make you happy. What's going to make you happy is what you're going to gravitate towards. And you're going to do that repeatedly. And that will then start to break the patterns of anxiety. There is a video here on my channel called Therapy versus Reprogramming. I recorded it a few months back when I was on a walk with Julio. Please take a look at that video, because reprogramming is the key to overriding your anxiety. Anxiety is only the body and the divine force's way of saying you're not in alignment with your higher self or your soul self, and you're being guided towards something better. The anxiety turns up to actually guide you towards something better, or to grow, or to do something better. Or if the anxiety is with a person, to resolve if they're a person that you want to keep in your life. So the anxiety spiritually is there in order to bring you back to yourself again and again and again. So in terms of getting stuck, in order to unstuck the anxiety, choose the people you feel safest with again and again and again and again. Choose the places that you feel safest with again and again and again and again. Then when you get to a certain point, if you want to go to a new place, go with a person you feel safe with. Anxiety is linked to safety and survival. So if the anxiety is coming up, there's an issue there with regards to your safety and survival. And we're going to be overriding it, overriding it, overriding it, overriding it. From a karmic perspective, anxiety could be a backlog of the things that have been said, the words, the deeds and actions. And if you want to cut that, and you feel that the anxiety is a result of karma, then take some time, even if it's once a day, just to self-reflect, even for 5 minutes, and go back through the last 1 year, 2 years, and ask yourself the question, what has created this anxiety in me? And your body, your soul is so intelligent. You will literally write it down, this, and this. You'll be able to see in front of you 5 things that have made you so anxious, and you can go back and you can fix them. If it's with a person, you don't want to speak to them again because they've hurt you, don't speak to them. And just say to yourself, I'm not going to speak to them. That's one off your list. If the anxiety is a job, just start applying for new jobs and just stick with it. And just, even if it's less money, just explain to yourself that if I'm feeling anxious in a situation, I trust my body enough to do something about it. There must be something causing it. If, say, the third thing is your partner, that's something you have to address. It might not be the right partner for you, or you might need to speak to that person. You might need to evolve. Either you may need to evolve or he might need to evolve. So the anxiety is a radar. If you have done something which is causing you guilt, so guilt is an emotion that comes up a lot in our Asian culture. If it's something that's causing you guilt, speak to someone you trust about it and start to remove the guilt, because guilt also causes anxiety. So going back over these steps, we can start to holistically address the root cause of the anxiety. Obviously, we do work in synergy with the medical profession, and sometimes there's no way out of these things and medication is given, and that's fine if that's you. But if for some reason you're wanting to really, train your body out of it, you can listen to this video. I have another video on anxiety as well. You can take a look at that. And you need to just start to make your life happier. Essentially, spiritually, the anxiety is like a warning mechanism. We have to make our life happier. We have to gravitate to the things, the people, the places and things. Mukesh spoke to me when he was training me in metaphysics 3 years ago. He said it's the people, it's the places, and it's the things. And if we can get them better, and we can start getting the people around us better, the places better, and the things better, then our life becomes better and the anxiety comes down. So do check out the other videos on our channel. Please comment down below if you'd like to add to this video so that people can see your comments. And please share our video to anybody that you feel that this video will help. Sometimes it's the smallest things, in life that make the biggest shifts. I found that myself. The smallest things make the biggest shift. So if you're in a space right now where the anxiety is overwhelming, just the smallest things make the biggest shift. But remember, the people in your life that make you happy, the places that you go to that make you happy, and the things that you do that make you happy, all do come together to override the anxiety. Even if you have been suffering for anxiety for your whole life, even if you've had a very traumatic childhood, we have a universal force here for survival and for happiness. And change is always possible. So if you are feeling stuck, it's not impossible. And I've worked with clients at different ages that have done many different things. So it's possible as well for you. Thank you for listening to our video, and I'll see you on the next video.